Am I the asshole? For telling my sister maybe it's a good thing she can't have kids update. Commenter. You're not the asshole. Now, this isn't the first or 100th time my sister said, if I had kids, and suggest a punishment that was over the top. Has anyone else noticed that all the truly perfect parents in the world only have hypothetical children? They always seem to have a solution to any conflict and know just what to do in any situation. My brother-in-law started yelling that I knew how much they've struggled with infertility. That being the case, I won't deny that you hit below the belt. But it sounds like your sister is constantly begging for it with her unsolicited advice and extreme views. OB. For Easter, my 2-year-old niece ruined her dress with cake. So my sister said, if I had kids and they ruined their clothes I spent good money on with cake, they'd never eat it again, even for their birthdays. That's a tame example, compared to other things she has said, but obviously, that was non-issue. My other sister, niece's mom, didn't even care about commenter. Not the asshole I was expecting, a homeless teen, so I'm happy it's just kittens. OB. I first suspected an eating disorder with the sneaking food and washing clothes at night. But when she stood in front of closet, I thought I was going to open the door to a person. You don't understand the relief I felt when I saw those kitties. Commenter. I can see you're suspicious. This was much better explanation with all the sneaking. Also, yay for keeping the cats. There are so many homeless cats that I am delighted that there isn't 3 more looking for home. Also, get the mommy cat sterilized as soon as possible. On chance of slipping out and coming back to kittens, and you have more kittens in few months, unless kittens were few weeks already. She might be pregnant again because cats will be in heat again few days after kittens. And of course, get kittens sterilized as well when in proper age. No mistake, kittens, and your life will much easier with them. OB. Cheese hasn't left the house since she was pregnant. It's not safe for cats outside where we live. We are getting her fixed, but we have to wait till the kittens are weaned. Commenter. Maybe that was the plan. JK. Make you think it's something horrible, and oh thank God it's just kittens. I was like, bulimia or naked 38-year-old boyfriend, and kittens was by far the best outcome there. If only every problem could just be kittens. God, wouldn't that be great if every scary situation just turned out to be new pet. Commenter. Not the asshole. Hearing how your daughter rescued the cats was a wholesome surprise. I guess I was expecting something much worse, like an eating disorder or who knows what. She shouldn't have hid them, but I was so relieved to hear about the family of cats. It sounds like your sister only wants children so she can try her hand at punishing them. It's almost like she thinks the proof of good parenting is not letting your kids get away with anything. That's wrong. I can understand why you said what you did, although it must have hurt considering their struggles with IVF. If she ever does get pregnant, I hope someone sets her straight about how to be a good parent. OB. I take blame of why she hid it. My wife and I couldn't agree on what kind of pet to get. She isn't a dog person and I wasn't a cat person, so my daughter assumed I wouldn't allow the cat in the house. In our conversation with Kelly, my wife and I explained that even if we aren't a fan of an animal, we still have an obligation to help it as best we can, and as adults it would be safer for us to handle scared/hurt animals in the future, so she needs to tell us. If you're wondering about my views on our cats, I'm stereotypical dad who didn't want the pet but ended loving them. So now I'm a cat person to my wife's smug delight. I swore I'd never be the parent that just punishes my kids for making mistakes, especially when it's for the right reasons. I found having conversations with my daughters is the best course of action. Commenter. Not the asshole. How do people even think up this stuff? I don't use any kind of corporal punishment with my kid. He gets timeouts or loses privileges like TV or video games or electronics until the behavior improves, depending on the severity of his actions. But that's rare and pretty much the top of my punishment scale. It just wouldn't even occur to me to cancel a fucking birthday over cats. Or like, at all. Even with the argument that the lying and sneaking are a problem, and yeah, I guess they kinda are, but I was also 15 once, and show me a teenager not trying to sneak something past their parents, and I'll show you a mirage, because that person is made up. I'd honestly be pleased and relieved it was stray cats and not a wild animal or a runaway friend or an SO or a pregnancy, or, of course, drugs. Like, hiding a cat family and sneaking them food is positively wholesome in the annals of teenage shenanigans, and the family got some nice pets out of it, so what exactly is your sister's problem? I'd wager I have an idea. She resents the other children in the family for not being her child, which is a mean-spirited, if valid, feeling. But instead of working through those feelings privately like an adult, she elects to share her punitive fantasies about her young relatives with their parents. It's childish, gross behavior. You were right to call her out, and also right that she has a lot of growing to do before she could ever be an effective, let alone non-abusive parent. I too hope she does not conceive so long as this is where her head is at. OB. You don't understand the relief I felt when I saw the kitties. Like honestly, my wife and I joked later to each other, if her bringing pregnant cats home is the only problem we will face, I'll gladly open a cat hotel, because thinking back at the things we got up to at her age behind our parents' backs, it's a wonder how we are still alive.